Good morning. In this lesson, we will be looking at Euclidean geometry and more specifically proportionality in the triangles. So the first thing that I need to tell you is number one, triangles on the same base or with equal bases between the parallel lines have the same area. For example, if you look at this triangle, these two triangles, and between these parallel lines AD and BF, they have the same bases, so they have the same area. And another example is this: between parallel lines they have same bases, which mean they have the equal area. So triangles on the same base or with equal bases between parallel lines have the same area. This is you need to remember this rule. Now let's look at the question number 1. So the first theorem says a line drawn parallel to this one side of a triangle divides the other two sides proportionally. So this means two sides proportionally means that these are the lines which are parallel to the one side of a triangle. So we can just quickly write in the brackets for us to remember that these are the lines parallel to one side of a triangle. Now we need to prove the theorem. For us to prove the theorem, we need to find the given part first, and then we can use those given part to prove the theorem. So in this case, we are going to look at this triangle diagram. So the given information here is, we can say, given in triangle ABC, D lies on AB Now this is the given information, right? In triangle ABC, D lies on the AB, D lies on AB, and E lies on AC, and DE is parallel to the BC. Now in order to prove the theorem, we need to read the theorem again. So the theorem says a line drawn parallel to one side of the triangle divides the other two sides proportionally. So we are required to prove the proportionality of these of this triangle. So required to prove is, you can say RP, required to prove. We need to prove that AD over DB is equal to AE over E and C, which means this is proportional to this side and this is proportional to this side. And we can say that these are AD and AE, and DB and EC are in the same proportion. So next step is to do the construction. We have to draw the altitude h and k for the altitudes of triangle ADE relative to the bases, which is AD and your AE, and then we can join these DC and BE. So let me write this for you, right? So you can when you are doing revision, you don't get confused what we did in the third step. So construction, we can say draw altitude h and k for the altitudes of triangle ADE relative to bases AD and AE. Now then we are going to join this DC and BE. And this is the third step. We are going to do the construction. We are going to draw the altitude, and how we can draw the altitude based on the bases. We said, okay, this is the base AE and this is the base AD. Now we are going to draw H. So this goes here, and then we can use this, and this goes here. So sorry, this goes here, right? And this is your H and this is your K. Now we drew this. Now we have to draw the same thing for the base, and we can do this, we can join them. So we joined DC and BE relative to the bases. Now we can start with the proof. We can say by we can start by saying that in your triangle ADE and your triangle BDE, we can say that area of triangle ADE over the area of triangle BDE is equal to half times AD times H. Then half times DB times H, and this will give us AD over your B, the D and B. So we are also looking at this yellow triangle. I'm just going to highlight, right, for you, so you know the things we are looking at now. Now the next step, half and half cancel and H cancel, and that's why we left with the ratio your AD over DB. So we can say they have the same height h. So we can say they have the now we are looking at the green triangle. So the green triangle is triangle A D E and your triangle C D and E, and we are going to say that area of triangle A D E over the area of triangle C D E is equal to half times A E times K and half times E C times K. Now we know that they have the same height. K. Now we can cancel these, half and half will cancel, K and K will cancel, and we are left with your AE over your EC. Now we can say that the area of yellow triangle BDE is equal to the area of green triangle CDE, because they are between the parallel lines. So they are between the same parallel lines. So now we can say, but area of triangle BDE is equal to your area of triangle CDE, and which means they are between the, why we are saying this, because they are between same parallel lines. So now that's why we can say that area of triangle ADE over the area of triangle BDE is equal to your area of triangle ADE over the area of triangle CDE. Now we know that the right hand side is equal to the left hand side, hence we have proven the theorem that your AD over your DB is equal to your AE over your EC. So we have proven the theorem number 1, which says that a line drawn parallel to one side of the triangle will divide the other two sides proportionally. Okay. Now let's discuss the corollaries. Now we can say that this AD is equal to your AB, and this AE is equal to your AC. So how we can write this? We can say AD is equal to your AB and AE is equal to your AC. Now we can say that line parallel to the one side of the triangle will divide the other side by equal proportion. So that's why we can say AD over AB is equal to AE over AC. Now we can also say that AB is equal to DB and AC is equal to EC. And we have the same reason. AB is equal to BD and AC equals your CE. Now let's look at another question. Now, in triangle ABC, PK is parallel to BC with AP equals 10 cm, PB equals 6 cm and AK equals 8 cm and KC is equal to X. Now we have to determine the value of X. Now we can use the theorem because we have these parallel lines. We can say that line that divides the triangle, one side of the triangle is equal to the other side. So let's whatever given values we have, we must put it in the triangle. So first is AP, which is equal to your 10 centimeter, and then we have your PB, which is equal to your 6 centimeter, and then we have AK, which is equal to your 8 centimeter, and then lastly we have KC, which is equal to your X. So line parallel to the one side of the triangle divide the other side in the equal proportion. Now we are looking for the X. We can write the proportion by making X the subject of the formula, because the X is the missing value. So how we can do it? We can say KC over AK is equal to your PB over your AP. Now KC is X, AK is 8, and then PB is your 6 and your AP is 10. Now it's important to write the reason why we said KC is equal to AK and this is equal to PB over AP, because line are parallel to one side of triangles. So this is our reason. Now next step is to multiply 8 on both sides, and this will cancel out, and we will be left with x 6 over 10 times your 8, and then x is equal to your 4,8 centimeters. Now let's move on to the next question. Now, in the triangle KLM, PO is parallel to the LM. KL is equal to 16 centimeter, KP is equal to 12 centimeter, and OM is equal to 6 units. Determine the length of KO and KM. So this is 16 and this is 12. Now we can say that PL is equal to 16 minus 12, and this is equal to 4. So this is also given. This is 6, and now this we calculated, and this is 4. Now we can say that KO over your OM is equal to your KP over your PL. And why we said that? Because lines are parallel to one side of triangle. Now we are looking to find the value of KO. So this is the missing value, so we can say KO over 6 time equals your 12 over, just substitute the values in, right? 12 over 4, and then we times the left hand side and right hand side by 6. We cancel this out, and then we say that KO is 18. Now KO is equal to 18. So this whole thing is equal to 18. How we calculate it? Now we are also looking at KM value. How are we going to find out the KM value? Now we can say that KM now is equal to KO plus your OM. We have the value of KM, which is 18. We have the value, we don't have the value of KO, so we we found the value of KO and not KM. So this is okay, so now we have the value of KO, and that is your 18. Now we can say KM is equal to KO plus your OM, and KO we found out was 18, OM was given in the question, which is 6 units, and then 18 plus 6 will give you your 24 units. Now The converse says, when a line segment divides two sides of a triangle in the same proportion, then the line segment is parallel to the third side. So we can write it in the abbreviation. We are going to use this in our answers. So you can say segments divides sides proportionally. Now, when it is given that so this is the triangle given ABC and ADE. Now we can say when it is given that the AD over DB is equal to the ratio given your AE over your EC, we can say then DE is parallel to your BC. Now, because we found out that DE is parallel to your BC, now we can say that your angle D is equal to angle B. Why? Because they are corresponding angles and corresponding angles are equal. So we can say D1 is equal to your B, and why? Because they are corresponding and your corresponding angles are equal. Now we can say that D2, this angle plus your this angle is equal to 180 degrees. So we can say that D2 plus your B is equal to angle B is equal to 180 degrees. And why? Because they are your co-interior angles. They are your supplementary angles. Now we can also say E1 is equal to angle C. Again, this is the same reason, corresponding angles are equal. So I'm just going to write corresponding angles are equal, and we can say that angle E2 plus C is equal to 180 degrees, and they are the same reason that this is your co-interior angles and they are supplementary to each other. So they are supplementary angles.